Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host and I hope everyone is having an awesome weekend. I hope you had a great week. I hope the weather where you are is very pleasurable, that you had a chance to get out if it wasn't too hot or if it wasn't raining, to enjoy this fabulous weekend. So without further ado, we're going to get straight to today's show. All right, so the title of today's show is Get Her Done. And the topic is overcoming procrastination. I know that's a tough topic, but we're going to tackle it today, all right? So whoever coined the phrase, why not do today what you can do tomorrow, was spot on. Although I've heard it spoken many times after, but I remember my mother quoting it first and often because she was a big proponent of getting things done and not delaying them. You know, if you could get it done, go ahead and get it done, because she would always say tomorrow's not promised, so get it done today. And I agree with that. And she was right. And I'll admit that I've become a world-class procrastinator, not because I want to, but it seems the older I get, the less important some things seem to me. And now that I've identified that this is a potential habit, I want to share how to get past it. All right. So, and believe me, people, you know, we shall overcome the uncomfortable truth of postponement, especially things that are within our power to get them done when we don't have to wait for an assist from someone else to do it for us. So I'm talking about the things that we can get done on our own, that we're capable of without needing help from others. All right. But I want to offer you this help today because I know I need it. And so because of that fact, I want to share it with you, some ways of how to overcome procrastination. All right. And you know, no matter how convenient waiting to do certain things are, it should never encompass every aspect of your daily life. And if you allow it, then you'll find lackadaisicalness as it's moved in with no plans to move on. And did I pronounce that word right? Lackadaisicalness? Okay, so I did the second time around, all right? Lately, you know, I've noticed a pattern that I'm uncomfortable with, but I've settled into it as if it was the most normal behavior I found myself conforming to. And you know, I'm not ashamed to admit that, but you know, on the same token, I don't like it. You know, I really don't like it because that's not me. I've never been a procrastinator. I've always been one that's been very proactive in doing things. But again, like I said here lately, some things, you know, I'm very proactive about, but then other things I've sort of fallen behind in. And you know, and I'm not offering an excuse for it because there is no excuse, but still, you know, I want to tackle it because I want to get over it. And so that's why we're talking about it today. I keep hitting this microphone screen, guys. I'm sorry if you hear that. All right. But anyway, you know, again, I am not fond of it at all. And therefore, I decided to do something about it before it overtakes my life completely. So the first step is identifying you have a problem. That's step one. All right. And, you know, much like any disease, you must understand that there is indeed an issue and then knowing how to combat it. Now, I don't advise approaching it like someone attending an AA meeting because God forbid it ever gets to that level to where, you know, you actually have to go into some form of counseling or some type of group therapy to get past it. But I mean, if you feel that you have, gotten yourself in that particular rut and you can't get your way out of it, then I don't, I don't see anything wrong with, maybe talking with other people who are suffering from that same condition. That's why we're talking about it today, because it is very common. And, we used to kid around about people procrastinating. I'd say that about my sister, about my brother, family members being procrastinators. They wait to the last minute to do everything. And, and I'm not about that life. At least I wasn't about that life. But now it's sort of become part of my life, and I don't like it. So, we're going to get past this, I promise you, because procrastination doesn't have, it doesn't really have anything to do with time management, but let's just call it what it is: laziness. And that evolves into an "I'll do it later" type of attitude. And there are some things that you can't put off, and no matter how much you try to avoid it, you just can't put it off. Some things are so dire, so important, that you can't wait to the last minute to do it. Now, I understand that there are some things that you can wait to do, maybe that are not that important or pressing of an issue. But those things that really need to get done, like deadlines and, paying your bills on time and not waiting to the last minute to do it, those things are vitally important. And the only problem with that is that, later may not come, or if it does, you repeat until nothing gets done, and then you have accumulated a long list of to-dos. So you're just, adding insult to injury by not getting the things done that you can get done in a reasonable amount of time. So you're adding on to that list by just, putting everything off until the last minute. So please, please, please don't do that. All right. So second, you need to deal with whatever is holding you back from completing a task, okay? Maybe it's fear or just lack of motivation. Then to overcome those challenges and keep it moving. But remember, nothing earned, nothing gained. And that's just the truth of the matter. If you do nothing, then you earn nothing. Let's just equate it to getting up, going to your job every day. If you are habitually late to arrive to any type of thing, whether it's your job, an event, your kid's graduation, whatever it is, then I would say you have a problem, okay? and it goes a little bit deeper than today's show. So you may need to seek some type of professional help to get past that. All right. So I'm talking to people who are in general, not heavy duty procrastinators. Everything else is done on time, but just certain things in their life, they wait to the last minute to do. All right. So third is preparation. All right. We all know how important it is to prep for anything. You can ask some of the best cooks in the world, some of the best entertainers, and things along that line. They know how important prep is. You want to have everything that you need right at hand, so when you get ready to prepare that meal or get ready to perform a concert or whatever, you have everything right there. You're well organized, so you know where everything is. I can't imagine a chef going into a kitchen and they are cooking a meal and then they have none of the ingredients at hand. It's like, okay, so I don't have that, so let's substitute it with this. That's not being prepared. Or or if you are an artist, let's just say a singer or someone like that, or even an actor who how important having a script is, studying that script and rehearsing that script. But if you go in and you've not done any of those things, pretty much you're going to make a fool of yourself, and you don't want to do that. And if you're a cook, you're going to make a mess of things, and you don't want to do that either, because your reputation, a lot is riding on that, and the type of person you are when it comes to preparation and doing things in a timely fashion has a lot to do with that. All right. So you want to make sure that you can be counted on at any time. Okay. Because that's essential. All right. So earlier I mentioned that procrastination isn't related to time management, but boy, don't we waste hours doing absolutely nothing? We do, and we need to change that. And you can change it with step 4. All right. So that is eliminating distractions. And I'll just give you a few examples. Social media is one huge example of how we procrastinate. Instead of doing the things that we need to be doing, we're on social media, looking at just different posts and things of that nature, things that really don't amount to anything important, but it's just something to do. It's like a sideline, something that you can just focus on for the moment. That's what you should do. Focus on it for the moment, get it out of your system, then get back to what you need to be doing. Okay. And so on that list, let's include TV, cell phones, and watching paint dry. All right. So, because we know how entertaining that is. So we don't need to be doing any of those things. If you have important tasks that you need to be doing instead of those things, then you need to get to it. All right. All right. So none of these things that I've mentioned aid in productivity, but they do draw your attention away from more essential matters. And you don't want to do that. You want to be focused. You want to train your mind along with your body, those things to be in line, to be in sync with each other so you can get done all the things you need to do. And the reason this show came about today is because I have been one of the worst procrastinators. I have a book that was due out last month. Okay. I still haven't completed this book. But I'm trying, now I do have reasons why I have not had time to finish it, because I've had other projects that sort of sideline this, but it shouldn't, because this is more important than anything else that I've been doing. And so, I'm going to have to regain my thoughts and get myself back online with what needs to be done. And it's not like that I haven't, prepared for it, because I have. There's no reason for me not to sit down and do what I need to do, other than the fact that I just don't want to. I keep putting it off. But it's almost done, and I promise it will be out. We're moving into August, starting tomorrow. So today is the last day of my procrastination, and I don't really work on Sundays. But come Monday, God willing, I am going to stick to the task of getting this book completed so I can get it out. Because it's not that I'm not excited about it, because I am very excited about it. And, getting it out there for you guys to read and to enjoy. So I'm going to work on that, because I know that there are people waiting for me to get this work done, and I'm going to do it. If not for myself, I'm going to do it for them. All right. So, and that's what you need to do. So lastly, after you have completed each step, reward yourself for a job well done in overcoming procrastination. All right, guys. So that is it. That is the show for today. But before I let you go, I want to make sure that I give you these URLs because I want you to stay in touch with Book Chat and to listen to it each and every Saturday at 6. And if you can't get the live show, then each and every episode is recorded, so you can most definitely listen to those. But anyway, the first URL is, of course, to Spreaker. And it is https://www.spreaker.com. You can follow me on all social media, but listen, don't be on social media when you need to be working, okay? And that includes Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also visit my website that is at https://www.authorvivianemore.com or either authorehshepard.com. And you can also follow my blog that is at https://vivianemore.blogspot.com. And you can also tune in to Book Chat, of course, on Spreaker, but you can also get it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, YouTube, SoundCloud, Jayo Savin, Audible.com, Verbal, that's spelled VURBL, and also Luminary, and hopefully coming soon on Amazon Music. Okay, so and any other platform where podcast or broadcast you can listen to Book Chat. Okay, go out there if you will. Listen to the show, like the show, and share it, because that would mean so much to me if you would do that. And also, much more would mean so much to me if you would do it. And that's including your loved ones and your friends and neighbors in on the Sunday worship. You know, I know that this virus doesn't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. But we just need to buck up and make sure that we are being careful, covering our faces and just staying safe, just doing all the things that have been recommended we do, even if other people don't feel that it's necessary to do those things. You do those things to keep yourself healthy and, those around you healthy as well. And also, tomorrow is worship day. It is the first Sunday. I always get excited about that. So once again, invite your family, your friends, neighbors, and so on, to either come out to go worship with you, or perhaps you're still listening, through other mediums such as over the phone or over the internet. Whichever way that you're doing it, just remember to invite those around you. And also tell those around you how much you care about them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only chance you get to say that. So I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.